Sony CEO Jim Ryan has teased that there is news to come in regards to a PlayStation version of the Xbox Game Pass, stating that they already have a competitor in their PlayStation Now, which I thought was kind of weird because it isn't actually really a competitor to the Game Pass. It's more or less a streaming service where only a handful, of games are actually available to download locally. So, I don't know what that means. I guess I mean, ultimately we knew that they had to have an answer to Game Pass eventually. I think they were a bit blindsided by Game Pass. He did also say in an interview that he felt that because first-party games, as nice as it is to show up on Game Pass or similar services, that he felt like it wasn't something that could make money in the long term and would hurt the quality of the games because not enough money would be made to go back into the development of these $100 million plus games. So on one side, he's saying he doesn't think that it's a viable model. On the other side, he's saying PlayStation Now is basically a competitor. And then on the other side, he's also saying, on the third side, he's saying to stay tuned because we have something coming up that I guess is going to be some sort of even more specific competitor to the Xbox Game Pass. I think everyone in the room is well aware of the fact that Jim Ryan doesn't really have a choice here. He has to come out with some form of competition for Game Pass because Game Pass is going to crush the everlasting fuck out of whatever monetary window they can come up with or with their first-party titles. I mean, we ran numbers loosely, and I mean loosely on the podcast before, just talking about how much money Game Pass can make on a monthly basis. And even assuming their overhead and operational costs being like over 50% of the revenue they make, they're still going to be literally shitting gold bricks with Game Pass. And so unless they were like somehow developing 20, 100 to $500 million games all at the same time, all needing that money immediately, there's basically it's almost impossible to fail. So I don't quite understand what Jim Ryan is getting at. Maybe he knows something that we don't, that there's some sort of like hidden costs here that we're unaware of that is really running this shit up that he thinks is going to be eventually the downfall of a system like that. But if that's the case, then I would also question why he's saying that they're teasing something they were coming up with their own version. So, and obviously, the title of this podcast is going to have to be supply and demand. There's a demand for the Xbox Game Pass. I mean, how many people already are on this shit? Literally like 20 million people. And the console literally just showed up on the market like 2 weeks ago. And they're already fucking swimming in subscriptions. So, and it's on the PC as well, which is unfortunately Sony doesn't have that luxury. So Sony is going to be getting it on both ends if they're not careful, and they need to come up with something.
You know what the play is, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the play. You want to do a 200 IQ?
200 IQ is not big enough in 2020. You need a 500 IQ play.
Here comes the 500 IQ.
All right, 500 IQ.
Here's how you get a free PlayStation 5. Absolutely free.
All right.
You scour the internet. You manage, Best Buy comes up with, hey, we got some in stock. Amazon got some in stock for about all of, I don't know how long. Not long. You want to make some money? You want a free console? Get your hands on one. Not everybody can get two. Might be hard enough to get one. You get one, you sell it. You don't even play it. I know you want one bad. Buy it, put it on eBay, double your money, and then the next time you can get your hands on another one, you have a free PlayStation 5. That might take a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. If you can hold out, you just got yourself a free console. That's the play. Don't open it, buy it, shit. Look at it and ask yourself, do I really need to play this right now? Can I wait 1 month? Can I wait a few weeks? If the answer is yes, sell it.
Boom.
That's
I'm not sure what that has to do with PlayStation Now, but that's okay.
Nothing. I'm just,
You've been ruminating on that for what?
The supply and demand. Hey, it got my head spinning.
You know what? In all fairness, while I'm not a fan of scalping in general, I wouldn't personally, from like the standpoint of feeling like if I was, so you would be somebody that would go out and buy 10 of them and sell all 10. I would be the guy that, because I'm a cuck, I'd go and buy one and sell one, because then I'd feel like I was at least making some equivalent exchange where I wasn't taking 10 people's shit.
But you're just taking one.
I'm just taking one. So it's like, I don't have a console myself. So it's like a 1 and 0 exchange.
Yeah.
Meeting that versus a group of like 10 people buying 3,500 consoles and flipping the shit.
Yeah,
I would feel like more of a genuine asshole if I did that than if I had just gone for the 1-0 exchange.
In the eyes of a lot of people, you would be an asshole. You would be a guy. You would be that guy because people will go, well, you're taking away fun from 10 other people. 10 other, hey, if you weren't so selfish, if you weren't so greedy, then maybe, 10 other people would be able to go and enjoy the console.
Mean, especially during 2020, for Christ's sake, just let somebody have a $500 PlayStation, for fuck's sakes. Just come on.
If I'm going to be honest, bro, I listen, some people, you know what I've noticed, people are actually, I've been on some of these discussions. I've been venturing into the comment section of
wow, you reading YouTube comments? That's
because I want to see how many.
It really is the end of times.
I really want to see how many fucking flakes there are, and I'm just speaking my mind. Here's the reality, man. Here's the reality. Not everybody needs to fucking agree with everything I say. I'm not. That
is a good way to operate through life, is to make sure that happens.
When Adam and I disagree, we just move on. We don't. I don't think of Adam any differently. I know who Adam is, and he's my best boy. I mean, he's my bro. There's a lot of things that Adam looks at the world very differently than I do, and ultimately, it isn't a wrong way to look at it. Everybody's philosophies, their ideologies are different. They just operate differently. I operate in the dog eat dog world, in more of the capitalist side of things. That's just how I am. I'm a go-getter. I hustle. That is it for me. That is how I operate. It's how I built myself. It is what I will teach my son. It is who I am. Not everybody's going to agree with that, especially a lot of people that aren't in certain types of privilege, where it is much easier to look at somebody that speaks a certain way and immediately go, well, fuck you, because I don't have this or have that, or I don't think that way. And I don't get mad at people for that. So, I want to let people know that, hey, Adam and I's views are very different on certain things, and we have same views on other things. But when it comes to free market, when it comes to capitalism, when it comes to all this stuff, I am on the far right side. Not as super, super far, but I am definitely teetered over there a lot more. I don't, in a situation like that, if people make it seem as though I don't empathize with people, or, I really do. I feel for people, but I also at the same time am out there to do the best that I can do. And if I see an opportunity that is ethically and morally sound, and listen, that is my ethics or my morals. There are some people that are watching this right now that go, dude, morally, I could not sell 10 consoles or 100 consoles knowing that 10 other people or 100 people cannot get their hands on it. Some people will go, I cannot. Some people will go, listen, bro, this has nothing to do with morals. It's everything to do with business. It's like, how could Walmart put up another Walmart in another city? How could they do that morally, knowing that it will crumble many small businesses. Some people just think of things differently. It's just how I think and how I operate and how I'm wired. So yes, I would. Did I go out there and attempt to go and buy even one PlayStation? No. Did I attempt to go out and buy 10 for profit? No. All these video games, I've seen the same thing in my YouTube comments when I used to hustle video games and do that shit. I'd go to yard sales and buy a $30 game for $3. And I would barter. I would actually, knowing damn well that the game is worth $30 and they wanted $5, and I say, will you take 3? Some people go, bro, that's just fucking wrong. How dare you? That is just morally corrupt. How dare you? And then I go,
fucking sound like a male Karen.
Dude, that's what I see in the comment sections, bro. I'm not joking you.
I mean, it is an abuse of the agency problem, but regardless, I don't know if they need to sound like a Karen about it.
That's what it sounds like, right? And then listen, they have the opportunity to say no. I didn't say the price. They told me the price. And we're at a yard sale. Will you take 3? If the answer is no, okay, here's 5. A lot of it is just junk to them. They don't care. And then they see it and I put it on my wall, or I have it double. So I get it for $3. And then what do? I go on Facebook Marketplace or I go on eBay and I sell it for the full 30. And then they go, what the fuck? Why would you do that? How dare you? And it's like, well, listen, motherfucker.
It's a weird hill to die on for them because, like, it's a yard sale, and at that point, most people are expecting to sell everything at, like, rock bottom. They don't give a fuck prices. And if they cared about the product, they would have gone and looked into it. It's not like Jeff owns a pawn shop. Like it's Pawn Stars, and the guy comes in the door with like an Elvis Presley signed fucking like butt plug, and he's like, man, I got it signed, I got the documentation, I got a picture of Elvis Presley using the butt plug while eating a bacon and peanut butter sandwich on the toilet. The shit's crazy, bro. And the guy turns around and goes, now, I got an Elvis Presley butt plug guy, so I gotta look into this shit, and he calls on the butt plug guy, and the butt plug guy comes on to the show, and he's fucking like, hey, do you think Elvis Presley actually used his butt plug while eating a peanut butter and fucking bacon sandwich? Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Best I can do is $5. Both of those people know that, yes, Elvis Presley used that butt plug while eating a bacon and peanut butter sandwich, but it's a different game. You're at a pawn shop where a guy is literally weaponizing his shit in his own store against a customer for profit. If you're going to a yard sale, it's a totally different fucking exchange. People have already like written off everything they're buying. They're like My Little Pony dolls for their 5-year-old from 15 years ago. 5 cents. Don't give a fuck. Push that shit out the door. It's not quite the same. It's not quite the same situation.
The thing is, I think we're what the point that I'm making is if you're not taking advantage of people. And that's where, for me, like morally, if I know, for example, somebody is starving for food, and I've got more food than I can handle, and I know that they've got a ton of money and they're willing to fucking pay me anything and everything just to survive. And then I go, you know what? I want $100 for this $5 burger, knowing damn well they've pretty much got no choice but to give me the money or starve. That's morally corrupt. You don't do that just morally.
Yeah, the supply and demand thing gets fucky when you start talking about things like insulin for people that are diabetic and shit, where it's like, this only costs 5 cents, but I'm going to charge you $500 a shot.
Exactly.
Because I can.
Exactly, right? But for example, if somebody is, and I'll bring it over back to the PlayStation, if somebody's buying up PlayStations and people are physically going on eBay and buying these things, they know how much these things cost. They know what the markup is, and they know that they can wait a little while if they really want to, or they can just go out and buy it. And if they feel as though that, hey, I am willing to bite the bullet because this is experience, or if I'm at a yard sale and they just want to remove the junk from their garage. They don't want to go online and look up prices and set up little eBay accounts and package things and go and do all this stuff. They just want to let it go. It really truly is no difference. You have somebody that understands a market. They understand a supply and demand. I understand a supply and demand for this. There's people that do it with Pokemon cards now. That shit has all gone fucking crazy, and they're charging $1 bajillion out of it.
That all went out the window when What's-His-Face bought one for $100 and something grand just to say fuck you to somebody else.
Pretty much, right? And hey, is this a problem? I don't think so. It's what people are willing to pay for such things. It's a free market. So yes, I am fully supportive of an entrepreneur or somebody that thinks in a way of profit, as long as it's ethically and morally for themselves. Even if somebody rips somebody off, you know, I'm not judge and executioner. That's their business. It is what it is. If somebody tries to sell me a $1,500 PlayStation 5, I'm going to look at them like they got 30 fucking heads. I just am. But if I need a new TLM 103 microphone, and I know that I can't get them for another 6 months, and I've got a guy on eBay that is upcharging $300-$400, I got to ask myself, do I really want this microphone? Am I willing to pay this extra bit because he knows that there ain't going to be out for a while yet? If the answer is yes, then I buy it. If the answer is no, it's no. I'm not going to get mad at him and go, fuck you, bro. It's just worth $1,200. How dare you try and sell it to me for $1,500? If I felt that way, I'd just say, go fuck yourself. I ain't paying that much for that. It's just a personal demand. It's free market. So what I'm trying to say to people is, I know it's really frustrating to see these fucking quote unquote assholes that are gloating. You see them taking pictures on the gram with 5 PlayStation 5s, and they're just doing it for the fucking clout, and they're just doing it because they can. And not everybody has the money to buy 5 PlayStations and sit on, $2,500 worth of product to go and flip for $4,000. Not everybody has that money. I totally get that. And when you look at it, you go, man, fuck, I really want one of those. This fucking asshole's got 5 of them. Why can't I have one? I get it. But before you get super fucking mad at the person that's buying the stuff, I think you need to ask yourself, why am I angry? Seriously, truly, why am I so upset that I can't get this right now? And if the answer is, I just really fucking want it, this luxury or this whatever it is, then, I mean, the reality is it's either you're going to wait to get this or not. The only time that I will fully agree with, where I think is a necessity, where people should have the right to do stuff, is something like healthcare, where if somebody is sick and they can't, and they need to pay and they can't get help, I think that every person should have the right to be able to go in and if they're not feeling well or get tested or whatever the case may be. I'm there. There are individuals that are even harder on the right side that'll go, pay your insurance, get insurance, step in line, pay for this. It costs money to make this stuff. I get that. But everybody has their different levels of what they're willing to morally tolerate. And hey, if Adam is, I'll buy one. I won't be greedy and buy 5 or 10, but I can do one, not 10. Some people will do 10. Some people will do 100. Some people would absolutely do none. Some people are so nice that they'll finally get one and give it to somebody else because they can wait. Some people are like that. There's a lot of people like that. And to those people, we need more of you, or do we? You know what I mean? Hey, by all means. And I'm not going to get mad or judge anybody for anything. I'm not going to look at the person that gives their PlayStation away any better than the person that goes out and buys one and is flexing their their mind and going out there and hustling and getting theirs. It's
flexing their entrepreneurial mind. I'm going to wake up and have the thought of buying several consoles to flip them. It's not exactly a lot of brain power involved on that one.
going to say it's a lot of brain power, but it's a lot more effort than what a lot of people are willing to take. And it's why they're able to do it. The ones that are willing to save up enough money to buy up a bunch of these, the people that are willing to go out there and wait in lines or sit there and refresh pages and do whatever they can to go and get them, to set up an eBay account, to set up proper packaging and go out and get all the stuff and to create a transaction. Yeah, that is somebody going out there. They're not robbing anybody. They're not breaking any laws. They're going out there. They're seeing an opportunity, and they're taking advantage of the opportunity. They're seizing the opportunity. And for those, I congratulate. And they should keep flexing their mind like that. And those things will have you wanting to go and do more, especially in a time like 2020, where you got to go out there and get yours. As long as it's morally and ethically fine, then go out there and make your money. It's hard times out there. If you can find a creative way to go out there and give, a lot of people don't talk about this either. You sell a PlayStation 5 for $1,200, some people just look at it as like, dude, you got fucking ripped off. But what happens when that person receives that PlayStation and the joy that it brings to them? And they don't care about the $1,200. They're having a damn good time. They're a happy customer. They're extremely appreciative that they were actually able to go out and purchase one without having to wait the time.
Well, I think they'd feel the exact same way if the scalper hadn't been the one to have it and they just bought it from the store. Their feelings would be the same, but they'd also be $700 richer.
Of course, but you know what? It's more of being able to get the product and being able to use it. If they weren't willing to, I know for me, I'm just not willing to sit online and do all this other shit and fucking play jingles and whatever and play. I just ain't nobody got time for that. I also ain't got nobody got time for me to go and spend $1,200 on a PlayStation 5. I don't care if I play it for a living or not, and I could write off the whole goddamn thing. I just ain't paying it. I just am not paying it under any circumstance. But if it was something else that I'm really into, then yeah, fuck yeah, I would do it. But just wanted to throw that out there.
Nobody's thinking about the people with extra money that has joy for getting that console scalp. Nobody's thinking about the happiness that they got from buying it on eBay.
I don't think it's about buying it on eBay. It's the fact that they have one.
Well, yes.
It's the fact that they got one.